You are on Youth Kingdom, powered by Ugo King. Please do your best to subscribe on this channel if you are new, and if you have been watching on this channel and you have not subscribed, please try and do the same. As I keep praying for you, God will always lift you up according to your desire. Arrow, man. It's quite disheartening as I bring you this shocking news. A family of 7 died after eating suya as they washed it down with fruit juice. Things are really happening, and this is what we say all the time. Whatever you are doing, you must be very, very careful. At this point in time, that the situation in Nigeria is so terrible. I said it in a number of ways that this moment, everybody is a suspect. No matter what you are doing, no matter where you are, within the angles of that country called Zoo, Nigeria, things are happening. You must be very, very careful, because the leaders of the day are exploiting every means to make sure they destroy Biafra. They destroy anybody who has the blood of Biafra flowing in him. Even the politicians of Southeastern Zone are the ones who are championing every cause that is happening in Biafra land today. That is a house destroying itself. How can that house stand? The narratives are so clear. If you are arguing, or if you are yet to believe that things happening in Nigeria at this moment happens because the Janjaweeds, as a rock, are exploiting every means to make sure they reduce the population of Biafrans. If you are yet to believe, it's up to you. But the fact remains that things are happening. And always, their plans and the source of their plans are targeted on Biafrans. These fulanis, these Janjaweeds, they have tried in a number of ways to make sure they destroy every man coming from that zone of Biafra. In many ways, you have witnessed them trying to the poisoned beans they supply to the markets. Biafrans ate these beans, nothing happened to them because God is in charge. They have poisoned the watermelon. Most Biafrans ate this watermelon. They supply to the market. Nothing happened. They have poisoned tomatoes. Biafrans ate these tomatoes. Nothing happened because their God is in charge. They have poisoned all sorts of groceries supplied to the major markets in Southeast Nigeria, yet nothing happened to Biafrans. Yet, they are not done. They have the meat, the beef, they know that the major consumers are Biafrans. They have done all sorts of things to this beef meat, yet nothing happened to Biafrans. Even they sleep with most of these cows they slaughter and supply to the market, that the gods of Biafrans are still in charge. They can never achieve any single action. Their evil plans, their evil conspiracy can never materialize against Biafrans. They are not done, because every single day that passes, the fulanis and Janjaweeds exploits different sorts of ways to make sure they bring down the population of Biafra. Most of the baby foods that are being sold to some major markets, what else remains for these people to plan to make sure they destroy Biafrans? They are just wasting their resources and their time. Although the resources they are wasting is the resources that belongs to you and me. All these things that have been done, the government found ignorant of all these stuff, but yet they are the masterminders of all these issues. Now, look at what is happening. A family of 7 died after eating suya. Who are the major producers of this suya? Who are the manufacturers of this suya? If I may use that word. Is it not the Janjaweeds? Is it not the fulanis? They supply this suya to the customers who got passion in Biafra land for suya, ended in such a tragic way. The survivor of this family is the mother of this family, and one of the guy who went to school while all this merriment was going on in the house. It was a public outcry that saved the life of other people who bought this same suya from the same spot. If not, it could have been a genocide in Biafran land a couple of hours ago. The people that planned this, that poisoned this suya and supplied it to customers, God will never leave them unpunished. Even there is no punishment equals to the life of this family they wasted. In generations to come, history will never forgive and forget the Janjaweeds for trying such a feat. It is very, very outrageous. The government will not say anything. The politicians will not say anything. But if it is a thing that is done against the fulanis and the Janjaweeds, now heaven will let loose. The DSS, the police and the army, the navy that is supposed to be in high waters of Nigeria, all of them will roll their armed tanks to all streets and corners of the state. Probably the National Assembly or the State Assembly could have given injunction to everybody that displays suya as a business will be arrested. You can imagine that. But this happened according to their plans. Nobody saying anything. Because those people that died, they are not human beings. They are stones that came out of the rock. A lot of people have been saying this for quite a very long time. Boycott or boycottable supplies that are brought into Biafran land by these Janjaweeds. Nobody cares to listen. Nobody cares to heed the idea. But time and moment will force these people to understand what people are talking about. They don't care whether you live or die. Their only plans is to make sure they reduce the population of Biafrans. They have tried in a number of ways to avoid making history out of your situation. It is a one. People must make sure they boycott every edible item supplied by the fulanis. They are bent in creating whatever will kill every Biafran. They are serious. They are not joking. They are not playing. And they are doing it in broad daylight. And people are seeing it. So if you don't look before you leap, history will be made upon your life. Now they said the Abia state government, it has reacted on hearing this incident. But that is their normal way. What can he do? What happened has happened. There is no means to bring these people back to life again. They can only make their comments and send their condolences. The history of family, of this very family, has changed forever. Nothing good is coming out of this family. As far as 7 members of the family died at the same time. Look at that. On this very point is to reassure some of those listeners who might say this is a fabrication or a hearsay. I want you to hear how Daily Post reported this news. Follow me, here we go. It says that Daily Post gathered that tragedy struck at Umueze, Umuakono community in Umuahia, not local government area of Abia State on Wednesday, when 7 persons from the same family died after eating the popular barbecue known as Suya with an undisclosed juice. It also stated that the State Commissioner for Information, Chief John Okiyi Kalo, commiserated with the family and friends of the bereaved and called for calm and patience to enable relevant medical authorities properly determine the cause of the death of the 7 persons. It also reported that Governor Kezi Bazo directed authorities of the relevant medical facility where the surviving family members were treated and discharged to ensure comprehensive autopsy for those who lost their lives. The report maintained that the government wishes to call on all citizens and residents to maintain vigilance and remain law-abiding as they mobilize all relevant agencies of the government to properly investigate the incident. Listen, let me make it clear here. If you are a saboteur, if you are a mole, if you are a sinisha, if you are a backbiter, think about this. The poisons of the Janjaweeds, the poisons of the fulanis got no boundary. When the time comes, they will poison you. It will affect you and your family, even your generation, to receive your punishment. The gods of the land you have defied will never leave you free. You are warned. Make a change and start doing good. I thank you for listening. Have a pleasant day. See you on top.